Yes,
Jyoti, you're on mute.
unmute. Jyoti, unmute.
Jyoti is saying something, I think.
Yeah. So second chapter is develop a clear sense of direction. So there's a beautiful quote: a person with a clear purpose will make progress on the roughest road. A person with no purpose will make no progress even on the smoothest road. So the quote is by Thomas Carroll. So basically it talks about, like you have to crystallize your goals on paper. So from the air, you just pull it out and put it on paper. And then the author has described 5 steps, 6 or 7 steps. One second. So first step is you decide exactly what you want in each area of your life, and especially in the finance life. And most people never do this, particularly finance. Second is to write down your goals clearly and specifically. Something amazing happens between your head and your hands. When your hands are writing, something special happens.
Yeah.
When you're writing your goals.
No, sir. Your neuro paths are developed. When you read and write, neuro paths are developed in your brain.
Correct. Third, set a deadline for each goal. Set a sub deadline if a goal is big enough, and give yourself a target to aim at. Fourth point is make a list of everything that you can think of that you will have to do to achieve each goal. As you think of a new idea, add them into your list until it is complete. Fifth is organize your list into a plan of action. Determine what you're going to do first and what you will do later. Prioritize your work. So decide what is more important and what is less important. Sixth is take action on the plan immediately. It is amazing how many splendid goals and plans are never realized because of procrastination and delay. Seventh point is perhaps most important. Do everything that moves you at least one step closer towards your goal, and take actions, daily actions.
Very
So
good.
this is what I remember.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, Jyoti. It makes us vibrate, with the purpose and actions to be taken. Beautiful. Yeah.
So
Jyoti,
specifically what, how, and when. No?
what, how, and when.
Yes.
Very correct. And how did you find this similarity with our first power leap on goal setting?
Yes, like throughout the work has been on goal setting, like write down your goals and take actions. First power leap, first one? Up first
Yes.
wale ki baat kare?
Our first power leap also on goal setting, financial goal setting.
Yeah. So it's matching. And for me, it starts with having an individual bank account.
Okay.
And then slowly working for smaller goals, like having an FD first, and then creating some more amounts for bigger goals. Baby steps.
Very good. I think what you have summarized is very well from the chapter. Anything which we need to discuss on this, we can discuss. Any other comments from anyone else after she has spoken? Mr. George, you are master of books. You tell us.
Thank you very much for your appreciation, but I apologize that I could not read the second chapter, even though the book is with me for a long time. So excuse me for this time.
That's okay.
I was a bit busy, and I had the third dose also. So I slightly fever before, so I was a bit busy to come.
So
sorry about it.
It is not master dose; it is third dose.
I said booster dose.
Booster
maybe
dose.
I said maybe I said master dose, but I mean booster dose.
It's okay. Booster is the same. So in everybody is getting in that there, because India we have not started yet. I think we have not.
Booster dose has started now. Booster dose has started.
Options are for there is a place where you can get it free. You can get it free. So I got it from the hospital where I have to pay that. So I got it fast.
Oh, okay.
Because I want to travel to India actually. So I don't want that to be a problem. It's a hamper in creating the wealth.
See, in our society, they have created a facility for senior citizens, for senior citizens free of charge booster dose. Those who have got 2 vaccines already done.
Yeah.
Even though it was there, it was free. Still, I didn't go. I said 2 is enough.
Correct.
I don't know. why our that fellow about tennis legend, they were
Disco.
what is it?
Disco.
You know why he's not taking a single dose also? He said it should be a personal choice.
This is there is there is a more than 50% community which is saying like this. He is not
Yes.
the alone.
Particularly in states, I
Yes,
believe
yes.
things are very bad there now.
In India, they don't give choice, but outside they have choice.
In India, they don't give choice.
That's correct.
But there is a choice for booster, I think. If you're fully
think, yeah.
vaccinated, it is done.
That is what I'm
So-
saying. So nobody is promoting booster. So there is a choice. If you are serious, you go and ask them to put.
अभी ये पता नहीं है कि बूस्टर के बाद में भी किसी को कोविड हुआ कि नहीं हुआ.
Those data will come in a period of time. By
Yeah.
that time, those pharma companies will make everything
सर
work.
हो गया, मेरे बैचमोट को हो गया.
हो गया?
बूस्टर के बाद
बूस्टर के बाद हुआ, उसको फर्स्ट 2 में नहीं हुआ था, उसको बूस्टर के बाद हो गया.
क्या
वाह,
बात है. उसका मालूम है उसका कारण क्या है.
क्या?
पहला 2 में ना वायरस कमजोर था. उसमें वायरस स्ट्रांग आ गया. वो ओरिजिनल वायरस आ गया. बोले ओरिजिनल वायरस उस हिट मार दिया. Actually, it is a quality of virus only, ना.
It's a quality
ये
of virus.
वायरस तो वीक था जो अभी आया था थर्ड में.
नहीं जो हमको इंजेक्शन जो हम लोग वैक्सीन
जो हमें लगा,
जो वो तो वायरस ही है ना.
हम्म.
एक्चुअल में ये तो वायरस ही है.
बिल्कुल वायरस है. बल्कि सेकंड में मैं और उसका ड्राइवर और वो इकट्ठे जा रहे थे. उसके ड्राइवर को था कोविड. हमें डर था हमें ना हो जाए. हमें दोनों में से किसी को नहीं हुआ. थर्ड में अभी उसको बूस्टर लगा, उसको हो गया.
Wow.
ये समझ के परे है. ये समझ के परे है.
वायरस है सर, किसी को नहीं समझ आया इसकी.
Correct.
नहीं
बेस्ट है अपनी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाते रहे.
नहीं इसमें एक मैं किसी का वीडियो देख रहा था. उसमें ये है कि हमारे बॉडी के गट के अंदर 1.4 kg बैक्टीरिया हैं. एंड 1.4 kg अगर आपका अगर कोई भी चीज से बैक्टीरिया को मारते भी है ना आप एंटी बैक्टीरियल दे करके, तो वो बैक्टीरिया उसकी जगह पे आ जाते हैं जो बैक्टीरिया इम्यून हो जाते हैं, अच्छे नहीं है. तो आपको फिर आगे कॉम्प्लिकेशंस करते ही करते हैं. मतलब ये भी अलग.
Let us start now.
Yeah, please.
COVID will continue for long.
Yeah.
And Monica ji also has to go at 4:30, she was saying. So let us devote 1 hour dedicatedly. So what is today's power leap?
Now that you have to spell out.
Kind of decisions which will hamper your wealth creation process.
Yes, kind of decisions which will hamper your wealth creation process.
Correct.
So which kind of decisions are those which can hamper wealth creation? Any example?
Like this is not
like bad investment.
Yes, bad investment. Putting in fixed deposit instead of cryptocurrency.
Yeah. And getting afraid of investing in the areas which can really put exponential growth.
Okay, so let us discuss what kind of it is the same thing, roadblocks in building wealth. So decisions which are hampering or creating roadblocks for building wealth. So
first thing is like uncertainty.
oh, David I think is waiting at the room, but I cannot see here.
Yeah, he's there. He started a call.
He started a call, yeah.
Why I don't? Hello.
Yeah,
Maybe he wants to
David,
talk.
from David. I also got
Yes.
it. Hello.
Yes. Just give me a
Hello.
second. I'll be back.
Good.
Hello.
Yeah, is there?
Yeah, got it.
Sir, you have called on the WhatsApp group instead of joining the Zoom call.
Okay. I also care. Correct. That's the reason. Oh, I was wondering what happened. Okay.
we have got David also now. That's great.
Sir,
Yeah, yeah. Nice to
How are
meet
you?
you, David, after a long time.
And how about your video, David?
Hi guys, how are you?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
Very good afternoon. It's been a while.
Yes, yes. We have seen you after second 2 weeks gap.
I think more than that.
So you are back to your location now?
Yes, 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 yes.
Very good. Very good. We see your very inspiring messages every day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have like really very good social media catch up, like what to do, when to do, where to do.
Oh yeah, I had to. As most of you would know, Afin was the one that got me going in that before exposing what I was doing. I used to just work on it without any social media exposure. And the thing that really got me was when I went to his preview in Chennai. He said, you know, out on stage in front of about 200 people, he asked doctors and he asked lawyers and different professional people what was their presence online. And everyone put their hands up and said, oh, they got a Facebook account or they got an Instagram account. I said, I didn't have anything. And he said, well, you know, your 22 years of working has been wasted. That's what hit me like a ton of bricks. And since then, I put a discipline because I got his team and I got a few people to give me some advice on what to do. And I've been very regular with my posts. And I think that's what Sumita was covering yesterday.
Yes, yes.
A lot of what we do is pointless if we do not have an online presence.
Correct. And it also limits our business to where we can reach.
Exactly.
They can reach us.
Exactly. And that's one of the reasons why I put a lot of emphasis. If you're looking at like in a dinner, in a meal, if people are saying, what would I go for? Whether I'd go for bread or whether I'd go for rice or whether I'd go for curry, I'd always look at the staple diet, which is basically either bread or rice. And then on top of that, you can put a curry. And the same thing here. If you're looking at trying to get recognition in relation to online presence, unless you have a good social media coverage of different topics. And I don't know how much Sumita covered yesterday because I was traveling. I didn't get a chance to listen to her story or what she covered yesterday, but you need to have every aspect of your social media presence available, meaning blogs, posts, YouTube channels, reels, shorts, every segment of it. So I had to make sure I did that. And I got a calendar that I do. So you're right, Rajiv. Every day of working, I tick what goes out in each social media.
Wow.
And
I know the type of questions you ask are great. The way you have written to me, I could not even respond whether I am keeping attendance. So I was not doing anything of that. So that shows our seriousness is lacking.
Well, it's not just a lacking. It's probably like, you know, it's exactly what I hope the others are hearing this. When you run your masterminds, it's exactly what Afin used to say, you know, probably we had the privilege of having him on a face-to-face session rather than online. And so we could drill him a lot more questions. And he used to run the masterminds for us when we were running it, which meant like Sumita runs it now for the team, he ran the masterminds. And so we could drill a lot more questions. And all of his answers were based on experience.
Correct.
And the key thing that he used to say is, you know, I mean, I use this phrase, what gets measured gets done, which means if you don't measure the things that you do, it's pointless doing it.
Right.
So when we put social media, there is a strategy in which social media needs to go out, the hashtags that you use, the hooks that you use to get people in, and things like that. So it's a huge learning curve, because to me computers are foreign, meaning I know what I need to do, but when it came to computer, I was very naive in it. I still am, but I'm learning fast to catch up.
Correct. Correct. Very good.
That's really marvelous of you. David, you put it right. So we need to measure it. It
Yes.
has to have, we should know what exactly we are doing, how many videos we are making, how many posts we are making, who are responding to what, and what is best happening at our end.
Yeah.
These all things we have to do it. Yeah. If
You
we are
see,
serious to do it.
Yeah. If you're really just who's on? I'm sorry, I'm using a mobile, so I cannot see the whole team. Who's on this team here today?
Today we have Jyoti Gidwani also, and Jyoti Upadhyay also, and Monica ji, George, and Mr. Prabhunath.
Oh, great.
We got Nikhat Ahmed also, and Inder Kapoor
also.
Okay. Oh, good.
So we are total 9, including you and
9 in the team. Okay. Don't be perturbed when I use some of these words. It's just so if you've not done it, it's an exposure to make sure you can get it done for your mastermind. My question, like what I mentioned earlier, measuring is so vital. So what are you doing on a weekly basis with your posts? These are some questions I raised. Are you actually putting out, as an example, a strategy on your blog, on your post, on your YouTube, on Reels, on Shorts, LinkedIn, Facebook? And unless we are doing each one of those platforms, and if it is not linked to what our main theme is, it is a waste. The only add-on to the main theme will be when we have functions like Independence Day or Valentine's Day or birthdays, that we put the social type of things. You also put in lifestyle segments in there, which is what a couple of the social media people or the PR people are saying, to get the touch with people. But if you don't have a strategy of what we are doing, it's like throwing mud on the wall and hoping it will stick, and the mud does not stick.
Hello, which group? Come. You want to say hello?
So the whole idea of having social media, and I'm proud of, personally, because I got a team that is working with me, and I really drill them to get. One of the challenges I find is close enough is good enough for the younger generation. So therefore, if there's some mistakes, they say, "Oh, it's okay. It's only a spelling." Or for me, that's not good enough. So you got to check your grammar. You've got to check your spelling, all of this type of things. And I don't know if you know some of the live interviews that I do. I've done snippets of them also. That's another way to penetrate the market. What do I mean by snippets? Like a 1 hour live net 10 news telecast that I put out once a fortnight. I go through and I pick up key points out of that and make 1 minute, 2 minute videos. Now, I learned that from another one of the STF people that I've been trained, and her name is Varsha. I don't know how many of you have heard of Varsha or know Varsha?
Yeah, she died, unfortunately.
Yeah, she passed away 2 years ago. Now, Varsha used to spend, she was such a fantastic girl, she used to spend time with, in our meets, whenever we met in Mumbai or even in Goa, we would have coffee together. And I was working in Bangalore, she'd come down there and we would, talk about it, because she never wrote a book until we pushed her to finish a book. And Varsh used to say she's a very good video person, but very poor in the other areas. See, everyone has got a strength, right? So we drove her to get her book out. At the same time, she showed what she used to do with videos. And she was the one that taught me how to condense a video and select, even if it's only a 10-second selection of a long video, is very powerful if you can pick it up. So that's selecting out of a 1 hour video. I normally put about 6 or 8 short clips on it. So your content material goes out a lot more. And that's the strategy. And everything that you talk is on your main theme. Like in your case, Rajiv, your main theme is wealth.
Yes.
Okay, so you'll be covering all your social media elements is based on wealth. Now, if you looked at some of mine, it covered 3 aspects because I'm covering 3 programs. Like Arpin has got STF, CTF, and the Millionaire Mindset. And I've got 3 programs that I do. One is called Mindset Resilience, and the other is called a Wealth Program. And the third program, which we've been working on, is how to drive certain excellence in coaches. And you'll hear a lot more of that coming out shortly. So those are the 3 main areas that I work with in my posts. What about you guys? What are you posting, by the way? Jyoti, how are you going with your?
So I have started with a mini module, and this is about, the mini module is about vision board and co-creation. So
Right.
just now the posts are connected with that I'm posting
Fabulous.
on FB and Insta.
Oh, Facebook and Insta. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you following with LinkedIn?
Actually, no, I have to start the account. I have not.
Right. Also depends on your niche.
Yeah.
Because LinkedIn is very good for wealth programs and very good for a certain select of people that you want to drive excellence and people of a high income level and things like that. So your programs could be priced higher.
ഞാനൊരു ഓൺലൈൻ മീറ്റിംഗിലാണ്. ശരി, കഴിഞ്ഞു വിളിക്കും. എമർജൻസി അല്ലോ.
I had
So-
almost around 14 to 15, almost 14,000, people in the group in LinkedIn.
Oh, fabulous. What have you done with it?
Yeah, around 14,000. Because being a recruiter
Right.
in headhunting, so we get several company people as well as the candidates.
Right.
Senior,
But
middle level.
have you been able to drive your program niche content?
I have yet not started on that because I have yet to get the certification is yet to be done. And yes, I have chalked out the program. I have chalked out almost a whole year program, in fact. Okay, what I have to put in Instagram, what I have to put on Facebook, what I have to put on LinkedIn, what kind of write-ups I have to put, what videos I have to put even in LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn is a platform where we get, I have, a lot of connectivity.
Very
So
good. Very good.
Yeah. So, but still, it will take around, now my father is back home. So maybe my planning would be to start working on that. Today I saw my daughter making a video, 1-minute video, fabulous for her workshop. She's conducting a webinar or workshop, something.
All right. All right. What's she doing?
She's a life coach again. She is CTF. She has done CTF. She's in basically, she was an actor.
Okay,
then actor turned life coach.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Very good.
So
Yeah.
She just finished half an hour back her video. She said, "Papa, hold karo. You hold this, hold that." And 1 minute, her video is done.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to, I don't know if you go into my YouTube, you'll see this. I used to.
I have seen your YouTubes. I have seen your posts. I have seen your interviews with Gemini and all that. Almost a whole length I have, watched.
Right. But see, the thing is, videos is, it's interesting. Many people say you don't have time. Okay. It's the impromptu videos, like what you just said. Your daughter did it for an hour. Oh, sorry, a minute or so. It's
A minute.
impromptu. Yeah.
That is
that's
for
very
her ad. She did it for her ad.
Yes. So for your Facebook ad, is it?
No, it would be for Facebook, or she will put on that campaign for her workshop.
Right. That's in fact, I don't know if you linked that to the cost per lead. When you're advertising through Facebook, your price of your lead varies significantly.
Yes.
When I started doing webinars, the cost per lead was only 15, 18 rupees. And then she went as high as 170, 180 per lead. Okay, 170, 180 rupees per lead. When I found out that you could use videos, this was year before last, you could use videos, short clip videos, the price of that lead dropped from 170, 180 to about 40 rupees. So that's how the algorithm works. And unless you're familiar with that, you lose a lot of money, or you might not be targeting the right audience. So there's a lot of knowledge to be got from that. And some of those, we need to get experts in there. I get an expert to look at it and tell me what to do. I don't work on my own because I follow Dr. DeMartini, who says you get people who are good at their job and get them to do it. You specialize on what you're good at.
This is very correct. We cannot do everything.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of you who are going to go into Facebook ads or LinkedIn ads, later on Google ads, you got to be very mindful of that, because you could actually spend a lot of money and not get much return. Like, not last year, 220, 7 months of Facebook campaign costed me like 16 lakhs, 7 months. And that was because the price of the leads were going so high. Then we stopped and we went organic, and that gave good returns also. It's like when I was working with our friends team on the CTF, we did very well in India and South Africa and UAE. And so Harsh was asking if I would look at helping them open up in Australia. So we did a couple of test runs on the ad campaigns. And my God, the ad price in Australia was about $600 per lead. And we were originally per lead.
Per lead?
Yeah, per lead. That's what I'm talking about. Everything is per lead. And I had already shipped from India the standees and the backdrop and everything to my home here. And I got my team in Australia to look for venues in Sydney and Brisbane. We had all that set up. But then when we found the lead cost was so high, we decided not to do it. Or they decided not to do it, not we, because it was our fees thing. So all this stuff is sitting under my house, actually.
That is too much.
Yeah, it's very expensive. Yeah, so you'd be very mindful of how you spread your ad campaign costs.
Yes, definitely.
So, sir, I think we can continue on. We were discussing on today's Power Leap, which was what kind of decisions which hampers our wealth building process. So this is our mastermind this is our Power Leap for today. You can also contribute, sir, which kind of decisions hamper our wealth building exercise, roadblocks.
Your upbringing determines a lot.
Upbringing, yes.
Because if you come from an angle of lack, you're going to find your thinking is lack. Therefore, you will always limit yourself in investing. You will be more risk averse.
Okay. So do we consider this as a roadblock in knowledge building or wealth building?
A roadblock in limiting belief.
Limiting beliefs. Right.
That becomes a part of limiting belief.
Limiting
Yeah.
beliefs. Mr. Prabhunath, what is your?
There's uncertainty, I feel that because of uncertainty in the reward side, I don't go ahead and take the decisions.
So indecisiveness also hamper our wealth building.
Yeah, definitely.
So indecisiveness.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Lack of
Also,
taking risk.
Lack of taking risk. That also
And-
comes
and-
from our past experiences.
Yeah. And also another thing, I don't
management.
know if how many of you attended the SMB last weekend of Afeen's?
Not.
I did attended the previous one, not this week.
Okay. Afeen, just like a couple of other key influencers, talk about the psychology of money.
Yes, I have gone through this book, Psychology of Money, very good book.
Right. Now, the psychology of money always gets into us. Many people think, okay, I can do X, Y, Z, or I can cheat a person, or I can get this sort of thing done, and it's not going to impact my wealth. I'll be able to still go and make money and stuff like that. That's the first angle of psychology. And many people don't understand, unless you have that internalized harmony, your wealth accumulation never comes in at all.
Correct.
Which means you have to be in sync with the universe. You have to be in sync on a regular basis. In other words, do an audit check on yourself, on ourselves, to make sure that we are in alignment with the purposes that we want, the wealth that we want, and we're doing the right thing to acquire wealth for that abundance to flow to us.
This was our one of the power leap relationship with money. So we have covered all this in relationship with money there.
And did you cover the psychology of money in there?
I mean, not directly with this, but that was all about our beliefs and actions.
All right. Okay.
How do we, unless we are in harmony with money, it will never attract to us.
Yes.
So
and so now, I mean, those that are very in line with affirmations will understand the power of that with driving money and wealth into you. Wealth is not just money. Wealth is the holistic life,
Yes.
And there's a lot more that's covered there.
Very covered, very nice. So any other point, decisions. So what we are talking about is roadblocks which hampers our wealth creation process. So we have discussed like limiting beliefs, we have discussed indecisiveness, we have discussed risk-taking capacity. Anything else?
Procrastination.
Procrastination is
Bad investments.
indecisiveness
is
procrastination.
Bad investments.
No, not
Also
bad
listening to other people's opinion.
Listening to other people's opinion, yes. So bad investment is not limiting decision. There we took the decision, but outcome was in favorable or against.
Because of the environment.
Is a separate discussion. But not taking decision is definitely hampering our wealth creation process.
Why do you think they don't take decisions?
Because of many things, including limiting beliefs and procrastination. There can be other reasons also.
Decision making is a practice.
Correct.
And if you're hesitant in making decisions, you use the word procrastination. If you're hesitant in making decisions and you have not made enough decisions, it holds you back.
Correct.
Not just in wealth, in all areas. So therefore, the ideal situation is to make as many decisions, even if it's bad decisions, and then progress up from that bad decision to a better decision.
Correct. So what we are saying is not taking decision is a problem. But based on whatever circumstances, information we have and we take decision, then we keep on reviewing our decisions. So this we also discussed in when we are taking financial decisions. Taking decision is better than not taking decisions, because then we have an opportunity to review it. And review means whenever we are reviewing our monthly or weekly or quarterly statements of our investments, then we take review of our past decisions and then see whether this decision was wise decision, or we need to change it, or we can continue to review it in the next quarter. So what else hampers us from taking decisions which can create our wealth? This is not necessary in terms of money, like in terms of our career. When we don't decide to upgrade our skills, we are also hampering wealth creation process. And when we don't change our change for better options available in the market for the same skills, also a hampering to the wealth creation process. So there can be many angles to it, not necessarily only money. Means like when we say wealth building, we are always connected with the investments, but that is not the case. Wealth building means your overall wealth building process is hampered either by not taking decision, or you don't have option, means you don't have what kind of decisions you should take.
So not moving as according to the current or the latest trend. In which bucket does it go?
Yes, Dan. Yes. No, I have not seen, but I will check. But I have sent what you told me. I can forward it to Rose also. Okay. Sorry. Yes.
So not moving as per the latest trend, or not making decisions as per the latest trend, or what is happening, or not being aware of it.
It's the same, like you are not putting efforts to get full awareness before you take decision, because but options are unlimited. So it's not necessary that you will have to procrastinate to take decision unless you are aware of all the options. So whatever is possible, you review, and wherever required, you consult or read books, but then take decisions. So if after doing everything you are not deciding, then it's a problem.
Sometimes we hold our decisions to buy a property or something because we wait for government's decisions in certain areas. Like there is some announcement of a bridge, and the bridge, we wait for completion of the bridge. So we think that once the bridge is completed, then we can we'll get a better price. Then we go for selling the asset. That could be one. That is in my own experience.
Correct. So any other point which comes to you, means like which hampers our wealth creation in like normal life? Don't consider it investments only in either crypto or shares or other things, because these are very new type of assets. In normal, 80% people are job oriented or working for salary. So what hampers their wealth creation process?
Sometimes what happens, peer group, their experience when shared to us, we find that they have gained losses in investing in mutual funds, for example.
Okay.
We say that we brand the entire all mutual fund to be bad.
Correct.
I mean, one experience can not only trigger us for immediate taking any action, we can permanently hamper it.
Very correct.
Because I have seen this is personal experience again. My wife invested around 6 lakhs rupees in mutual fund, and there was some some dispute or something. She said, okay, square it up. Then she was handed over transfer of 4,80,000 rupees. She said, I have put for all these years 6 lakhs and my own 6 lakhs, and you are giving me in return
Quite.
4,80,000. So what is this?
But
You
you're still lucky. I invested my wife's 5 lakh rupees in debt fund. So debt fund, we consider that it is a safe option where we are
Possibly.
not taking market risk.
Yeah,
So investment should be in government securities and other things.
yeah.
So out of 5 lakhs, we got only 180.
Oh,
How?
God.
Because this those companies who invested in ILF and those fixed deposit schemes they went bad.
Oh, ILF had a very bad, yes.
Anyone who has invested in Yes Bank on a bulk investment type, they all have lost money because government just took a rapid decision that all fixed deposit will not get anything.
Okay.
Except small investor. Government saves only small investor who has invested between 1 lakh to 2 lakhs. Bigger investor, they all have lost money in a big way. If somebody in debt fund has invested in Yes Bank or in ILF, they lost the money. So that is not direct fixed deposit of your with Yes Bank, but through that mutual fund. So mutual fund, they chopped off 75% assets of mutual fund fixed deposits.
It means that mutual fund, whenever you invest in mutual fund, is only your risk, nothing else.
No, this we know risk is always there, but at the same time, I invested in in two things. Like I shared like 25 lakhs, I invested in PMS, and for safety, I invested 5 lakhs in debt fund. Assuming that debt fund, I'm not taking risk and it will be giving me 7 to 8% return. And PMS will give me risky returns. So maybe loss or gain can be possible. So 25 lakhs becomes 35 lakhs. 5 lakhs becomes 2.5. So anything is possible.
Really. But overall, 30 lakhs became 35, 37 lakhs.
Yeah, means that's something where I take risk, I got benefit. Where I did not take risk, I lost money. So possibilities are always there. What I'm saying is non-taking decision is a problem. Taking decision, balancing it as per your knowledge at that time is important.
Yes, that's correct.
So I think we have almost 7 or 8 roadblocks which are hampering our decision-making process, but mostly they are connected with the investment or selection of investment or our limiting beliefs or our experience, which we do something, we have experienced the bad results, outcome was not expected, and we make an opinion that this is good or this is not good.
Rajiv, one more point I'm just remembering. Fear of trapped in some fraudulent
fear of fraudulent investment or
fraudulent. For example, let me tell you, just recently during my NFT, I had some challenge of updating my tokens, and then one person DM me that, okay, I'm going to help you. So he said, ki bhai, you verify your this thing token and it from the link. The moment I put that link and put the details, my entire was washed off. So it was now I will be very careful, very careful if any of such type of support system also comes.
Correct.
It hampers the decision.
It hampers the decision, definitely, because if it is a first-hand experience, definitely it hampers our future decisions, because we becomes 150% conscious and we don't take decisions. But unless we take decisions, so our future decisions can recover our past losses. And if we don't take decisions in future, we will always stay in the guilt of that loss.
But we will be in position to wipe out whatever we have.
until unless we invest.
But guilt is more dangerous than wiping
Yeah.
out, Guilt of anything creates a problem for all other, not necessarily financial decisions, but it creates your ability to take decisions,
Yes.
which is not good.
Yes. I really love this. Yeah.
So, ideas now, how to overcome these limiting beliefs, how to overcome this indecisiveness. Let us discuss on ideas for these. Who want to contribute?
Which one first?
Means like limiting beliefs and indecisions. How to improve our decision-making capacity, and limiting belief definitely is a mindset problem. How to identify what is limiting in us and remove that.
So work with a coach for limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
But first we need to identify
of limiting belief.
but it's okay. Coach can help you in identifying also, no doubt about it. So we have to, when we are not able to, when we come to know that we have limiting beliefs, and we are really need to have somebody external who can guide us to remove them. So what is the physical appearance?
It comes in the form of fear generally.
It comes into the form of fears.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
I think each individual, if they are on the platform of self-learning, will understand this concept of introspection. And through daily introspection, as part of your journaling exercise, you come up with some of the areas that has been troubling you. And this is one thing that I work on myself.
Yes. Okay.
If I, for example, have a limiting belief or a concern in one area, I
will say.
drill down to see why, what happened, and what's the cause, effect of it, and then turn around and put some corrective measures for it. And there's a lot of tools and patterns out in the marketplace that allows you to find corrective patterns for that particular fix that you want. It's like you can either go to the doctor every time and get a tablet and get fixed, or you can use a naturopath way of fixing. That's how I look at what I'm sharing now. And yes, coach is very important. Don't misunderstand me, because I was one of the guys who had 14 coaches. But I also feel people should, over time, be able to identify some of this themselves. Like I asked this question: Do everybody here, when your body is craving for something, do you know it is hungry for it, food-wise?
Yes, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, say for example, if I don't eat a lot of spinach and raw vegetables, my body, I get a craving for it, and that's an indicator. In the same way, there is an indicator for emotions. And the more you are in tune with yourself and you begin to do self-introspection, that comes to the forefront.
Correct.
And then you got to go out and look for what is a solution for it. And in a lot of cases with emotions, your prime solution is to follow Louise Hay, her affirmations and her methodology of fixing it. There's obviously a lot of work done with NLP to get that fix done. So there are many tools out there.
Very correct.
So we can also use a tool like, understanding using that 5W and 2H, 3H, 4H, whatever combination we got.
Can you elaborate on that, please, Raghu?
You see, even in my book, I have put, for problem solving, you can use 5W and 4H. I have put 4H.
Yes. Okay.
So 5Ws everybody knows, na?
what, where, when, how.
Yeah,
If we
W
put a
questions.
question on that,
All
so
the
we know
questions.
we have to answer that, and we have to connect with our problem. Okay, and
Right.
4H in that way it is how long, and in fact how much, quantify, qualify, all the things in that how process also you can use to get to the root of the problem. So you
Right.
once you know, once your problem is clear, you know the solution very well.
Right. That is a tool used for introspection to identify the weaknesses, and then to fix the weaknesses. What would you do?
So, so once we know where is the problem, then we can definitely work on.
Right. Right. So your 5W.
Until unless we do
Yeah.
not know, we will not be in position to look for the solution.
So the 5W and 4Hs are basically tools to identify where the challenge is.
Where the challenges are there, what the challenges are there, why
Yeah.
the challenge is there, and who are responsible for it, who are people associated with it, and how
Right.
long it has been happening, how much
Right.
it has affected you, and whether what solution you have adopted, whether it is that impactful or not, how impactful
Excellent.
it is.
Excellent. So that's basically what introspection is.
Yeah. Okay.
So through the course of introspection, we now come up and say, okay, where do I go for a solution? But identify, how many of us do introspection, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
What was that?
How many of us do introspection?
Introspection, yeah.
Yeah, I do introspection myself.
Anybody else?
Yes. Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so look, there's two in the team of 9. And
In
how
fact, David, I have modified this 4H is, you will not find 4H anywhere.
no.
This 4H was devised by me. For my book.
Prabhunath ji, मैं ना अपने like I teach my small kids creative writing using all these questions. All the
No,
question
4H.
words. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
H
have
also.
2H.
How? Yeah.
Hello?
I've
So
been
those-
using it as a tool for creative writing.
Yes.
Yes, for 5W and 2H, 1H, 3H, they are there in the business, in the industrial circuit. We use that. I have added one more H.
Okay.
That was what.
बात करो मेरे बेटे से, मेरे को नहीं पता.
That's good. I mean, you're
शाम को उसको बोलूंगा, अर्पित को वो बात
basically put a tag to it. It's basically self-questioning yourself, and you've been broken up into Y, W's, and H's.
Yeah.
Right. That's really good. Okay. But the point I make is, what is the tools out there for the solution once we identify that through introspection? Because introspection is the key to all of this. What do we do? How do we find the tool?
I think journaling helps in introspection. Like when you are introspecting, you are becoming aware of your emotions. What is that is going in your mind about what emotions it is you are having, and then finally creating affirmations or plans or action plans around it, which you practice every single day, taking one small step towards it. So
Right.
that is how
Now-
it has helped me.
Yeah, the point is, affirmations is one we know. What are the other tools you would use? Action plan, you use the word, but what are some of the action plans that needs to be used?
So journaling, mindfulness. I think these are-
Excellent. Hey, slow down. Journaling. So we've got, what else?
Mindfulness exercise, being in the present moment.
Right. What else?
I just project my queries up and then I receive the answers intuitively.
Excellent. Now, many people don't know that, Joe, because they're not in sync with the body, mind, and spirit.
Mhm.
So unless you're at a certain level, that synchronity is not there for that to come back from the universe.
True.
Now, for those that do not have that, what other exercises, action plans can we do to identify, not identify, sorry, to find a solution for that limiting belief? Anyone else?
See, I mean, when we practice meditation,
Meditation was,
Excellent.
meditation
That's
is
the
a
key
thing.
element. What
we,
else?
I mean, there are many things that happen, and that happens to individual only. All right.
Yes.
Then we have, we can lift our vibrational frequency by certain exercises.
Fabulous. That's mindful exercising. Yes.
Yes.
What
I
else?
mean, there are many tools in that area. Then
Yeah, you see,
gratitude,
Raghu,
gratitude.
why I'm being so persistent in this is many people are not aware of this. A simple thing like you just mentioned, meditation, that is such a powerful tool, but that's taken close to about 6 minutes before that word came out. Let me just give you another thing that really builds your vibrations correct. Music.
Music, yeah.
Music, yes. Music.
See, I mean,
You,
so
even,
I tell you
even if you
what.
change the environment.
Yes, it
Changing
changes
the
your
environment.
state. It changes your state.
It changes the state, correct.
So if you look at why I learned this from Afin, okay? Why I say what are the tools, and I'm trying to be very pedantic about it. I remember he spent close to about 25 minutes in one of our sessions at Goa, where we were all questioning him on this 90-day program that he did and the project work we had to do. And we were asking, what are the tools we got to put? And nobody could know tools. So he took a whiteboard out and he did a brainstorming session. You won't believe this. He himself, that's the first time they've done it. He himself did a brainstorming session with the group of 65 or 64 of us in that room. And in that brainstorming session, he came up with something like 92 or 93 different tools. And then he turned around and he tore that piece of paper and said, Harsh, make sure you frame this. We got to put this in the manual. So many people know there are tools, but they specifically, until you do a brainstorm on it, it doesn't come out to the forefront.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is, now we've discussed this. I'm sorry to take this on, Rajiv, but because we have discussed this, there's about 8 to 10 tools we got out of here.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's summarize. What is that? Because it'll help a lot of us in the limiting belief area. What are some of the tools? Very quickly. One.
Journaling, mindfulness.
Fabulous. Yes.
And projecting your queries up to the higher power, meditation.
Yes.
Vibrational, gratitude, music.
Fabulous.
Even dance. When you're talking about
dancing,
music,
yeah,
dancing,
yes.
Yes.
And you know something, another thing that I find very relaxing, that's why when we go up to the farm, I do that, is silence time. Just sit down in total silence at 4 a.m. in the morning. And all you could hear is the birds tweaking and the cocks and chickens crowing.
I just, day before I shared somebody silence meditation.
Right.
I told that guy, don't do any, anything chanting and all that. Just sit down in silence. Don't open your eyes. Just don't open eyes for 1 full hour. And don't do anything. Whatever thoughts are coming, allow it. Don't question those thoughts. Don't work on those thoughts. Just allow it to go, because they are like bubbles.
Right.
And the person then, responded after doing it, said it was wow for him.
Right.
Silence is
in
beautiful.
Silence only you receive the answers, na? When the mind chatter stops, only then you can
it only depends on your state of mind, because I know you are receiving answers and ideas, but everybody does not do that unless they start practicing and practicing for maybe some time. It's not one session which can give you results.
It is. It's
You-
the point. That's the point. You see, many people don't realize this term practice. They think that just, by just saying the word, that's done. No. I think you
Yes,
remember
David,
one of the,
yes.
when we started talking about these books, and I mentioned a book called The Magic of Thinking Big.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
About
Yes.
a few weeks back. And I mentioned I read that book 64 times.
Wow.
And the reason is not because I loved the book. It was so much information in it that I had to, only after repeated reading, that some of those things stand out. When you read a book third time or the fourth time, something new comes up.
Yes, definitely. Very true.
And that book really was a mastery for me to start off. And there's another book, I don't know if you guys have got it in the reading panel. It's called Master Key to Riches.
Yes, Charles Hannah, is it?
No, Master Key to Riches by Napoleon Hill.
Napoleon.
MK2.
So I read Success for Master Napoleon Hill. Big book.
Okay, the Success University.
Yes. I always keep that copy with me and keep on reading any chapter out of it.
Right. The Master Key to Riches was recommended in '98 to me by a millionaire in the US. And he made his money just through constant control of his mind, using the Master Key to Riches. We used to call it MK2. The book is Master MK2, Master Key to Riches. So,
Okay.
and what Jack used to say on this particular book was, he said, I would like you to digest the book, not just by reading it. So there was a team of about 14 of us. He made us read each page 1 week. It took us 18 months, but one page per week. And he said the first time you read it, you underline or highlight it.
Okay.
And by the time we highlighted it and went around the book 3 or 4 times, the whole book was highlighted. That's the amount of knowledge in that book.
Correct. Plus the Shakespeare in English, a lot of words.
Yes, exactly. And so until we study it, and that's where mastery comes in, you practice it for it to become second nature to you.
David, that's what exactly we are doing in STF and all this thing, and what Arfin Khan's team is doing with us. They are allowing us to practice and practice and practice and practice.
We are still not reading enough. We are still not. In fact,
I tell you, our focus is still not to that extent. What David is asking, see, I tell you one thing, people like David, they have a very clear roadmap of what to do every day. We do not have. We are not doing it.
We do not have.
We still have to make it and do.
We are not habitual of doing it. It's only matter of habit. This is what I can relate from David's talk. And every day we are sitting in the STF call, and then whatever comes to our head, we speak and all. But it is not in orders. We are not working with a structure, not making ourselves habitual of doing something on a regular basis, so that we get professional. We get more tuned to it.
Correct. So there are 2 parts. One is working in the inner world and then outer world.
Yes.
So we also have to get the inner world ready. So in one of the books I had read that
we are living in our excuses also.
Yeah.
Yes. I also normally read one more book, which is by James Allen. As a Man Thinketh.
Alan Watts.
Very
a lot of lovely authors from that.
It's a very small book.
Yeah.
But it's very informative and eye-opening.
What's the name of the book?
As a Man Thinketh.
James Allen. Very good book. I have maybe like David.
Can you write in the chat?
James Allen.
I will write.
I have the entire library
of James Allen.
No, generally the books around that period. I just selected all and
Very good.
I kept
very good.
accumulating.
Jyoti, are you an English teacher?
Actually, no. Actually, my daughter was small, so we got her after 16 years, so I had to upgrade myself. So I trained myself in phonetics and started teaching kids.
Ah, I knew there was
okay.
something different. You can sense it. Yep.
Good.
As I train my kids, so
So I think we have discussed a lot of ideas and together I think action plans are also we have tried to cover. Like all these are action plans for improving our decision making, removing our limiting beliefs. What else? I think if we have still some time, we can discuss more ideas and more action points.
No,
So all
my
these are action points.
sincere point is, out of these action plans, like just now I went through and I sorry to take over, but the thing about trying to get the points for the tools, okay, just now we had 8 or 10. In the same way, can you just list out what the action plans are from these roadblocks? Can somebody just rattle it out?
Yeah, I mean, it is, meditation,
No,
doing
no,
dancing.
I'm
So
sorry.
we
that-
are
I'm sorry.
still
I'm going to stop
discussing the
you.
roadblocks, I think. We are still
No, ideas
No,
on roadblocks.
ideas, yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I'm going to stop you now. Okay. Now, this is exactly what, please don't misunderstand me, but this is exactly what I was saying earlier. We have so much in our minds that we went through, Rajiv went through a listing with each one of us on what was the roadblocks. How many roadblocks have we crystallized?
7.
Indecisiveness is one, limiting beliefs
No.
is 2.
Exactly. What else?
Yeah. Then review your past decisions.
Uh-huh.
And then upbringing.
Uncertainty,
Uncertain. That is indecisiveness.
lack of taking risk,
Okay.
fear of fraudulent transactions.
Okay.
So I think these are the 7 which I have summarized.
Any more extra to that? All right, let's park that. Out of the 7 roadblocks, how many action plans did we have?
So I think what we have discussed, action plans are all connected with limiting belief and indecisiveness, improvement in indecisiveness and limiting beliefs.
How many action? Okay, out of that, how many sub-action plans were there? My point of this exercise is very simple. You see, we are repeating what Prabhu just mentioned. We are going to, I'm sorry to correct this, because this is a mastermind. We are going to Afeen's mastermind and we are talking and getting all these things, but we don't come away with it with a step-by-step process. There are 6 action plans, and these are the action plans. I'm going to pick number 2, number 3, number 7, and I'm going to finish that by next week. That's called measurable.
Yes, action point and accountability. This like in the same format, what we should do is we were discussing on ideas. Then after ideas, we select action plans and accountability partner. Normally, we don't reach that stage.
See,
No,
what
what I'm
exactly
saying-
David means that
Thanks.
what you are choosing yourself, each one of us, to what action plans now each one of us is choosing, so that and the time time period for it, or you can give a date to it, that you will be in position to overcome it.
Correct.
You see, most of them, except for 1 or 2 who are explaining what the action plans were, have not listed the action plans down. We were just talking about it.
Correct.
I'm sorry, whenever I run a mastermind, the key thing I tell everybody to come in is a notebook and a pencil and write it. Don't even type it on the screen.
Yes, yes. Then it is your
And then when
personal.
you walk away from it, you'll have 6 or 7 or 8 action plans. And then all the 6 or 7 might not be of interest to you. One might be of interest to you. You take the one and you say, by when am I going to finish it?
അവിടെ ഇരുന്നതാ തീർന്നത്. നീ അതിനകത്ത് ഇരുന്നതിനകത്ത് വേറെ
Hello?
എന്തോന്ന് എനിക്കറിയാം.
What's happening?
No, I think George was talking to somebody. It's okay, it's okay. So I think this is the any other action point, then we can see who selects which action point.
Nay, David has a very valid point. Take one action plan and put a time bound limit to it. How you are going to implement, when you are going to implement.
Thank you. One that is most important to you.
And that one which is most important to you. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
So who want to start?
Yeah, so I'll select 3.
You select first.
Yeah,
You select
meditation.
two.
Meditation.
Yes. So you
Next
select
one.
meditation as one.
Yeah, so should I say more points?
yes.
Meditation, gratitude, and journaling.
Okay.
Good.
And who is the accountability partner?
From the group?
You decide. Your daughter can also be
Otherwise-
accountability partner with you.
Nee, but
I-
the group has to come to know. The group has
Yeah,
also
group
to
has
know.
to come to know, but it partner can be your daughter, your husband, or
Anybody.
at home or
So-
in the group also.
Okay. So I'll make my daughter my partner.
Okay, very good. Not partner, accountability.
Yeah, accountability partner. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So my daughter is starting CTF journey.
Wow, great. Very good. Very good. So she's still 13, 14,
She's 11.
11. So by 13, 14, she will be coaching us.
Yeah, let's see.
Very good. Very good. Early start is very good.
That's exactly what happened to Prachit when he
Yeah.
came 3 years ago to, sorry,
Mhm.
beg fun, 2 years ago to the STF.
Okay.
Amazing young kid, how he came, turned around, you know. That's
Wow.
Gemini's son.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. So who else?
Oh.
Who want to come forward and commit?
See, I can come forward because you know, I had fear of fraudulent transaction that already happened with me.
Okay.
So what I will do, I will buy an NFT,
Correct.
and that is the only way that I will pass this. This belief that this can happen to me again. So once I buy something like this, so it will I will get away from the indecisiveness of it.
Okay. Okay. So this is like a bold decision to do the same thing with the precautions.
Yeah, definitely I am alert. I am more knowledgeable about how the fraud takes place. So I'll keep in mind, I'll make my plans accordingly.
Okay. Very good. And
And
any
then
other?
definitely the meditation is definitely a part of my life.
Okay.
So I'm always there in that. And
what
expression
will-
of gratitude is my ritual every day. That also do.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So meditation you were doing even before this fraudulent transaction.
Yeah, meditation I'm regularly doing. Let me
Okay.
tell you. And actually, in that group, it is a spiritual group. That whole
Oh.
NFT, that project is in the spiritual group. They have got
Okay.
a community of more than almost around 6,000-7,000 people.
Okay.
But still, it happened. Okay, fine. I'll buy one more and then take care.
Any other action point? Meditation you have said, action points, and anything else which can improve your limiting beliefs, or do you identify your limiting beliefs and take actions accordingly?
It's see, I have very clearly stated that once you experience a fraudulent activity and lose money.
Correct.
So it is a sort of setback. So again, if I take a decision and then do it, buy it, so this will gradually go away.
Correct.
This is what
Who else? Jyoti ma'am,
Yeah.
you have
Sorry.
completed.
For me, one is to build that open-mindedness because and overcome whatever is limiting me, to understand the wealth creation, to understand how to make decisions, how to take decisions on this front. So this is one area where, like, I have fears of taking action. So I'll be working on overcoming that fear through affirmations and through journaling and writing down every day, what is that is hindering me or stopping me from taking actions.
Okay.
And then working on that and how to overcome, creating power codes for myself so that I overcome that. So that is one thing I'll be consistently practicing. Another is having power codes, saying power codes every single day and practicing that, not just saying, but practicing that. And taking action towards, like, reading more books. Because up till now, I have never actually ventured into this area.
Oh, okay.
For me, only a fixed deposit, playing safe is my forte in this area. So
But
I would definitely build myself so that I'm ready to take risks. And I'm open to take risks.
Welcome to the club of reading books. It's fabulous. You will find your life different in 2 years' time.
Sure, yeah. So those are 3 action plans.
Who is the accountability partner?
My accountability partner is George.
George is very tough. If you don't read,
Yeah, that's why I want a tough person to push me out of my comfort zone.
Okay, very good. And George, for you?
You mean you asked this one about what hamper means and what are my solutions? You're asking that?
Yes, your action points and accountability partners.
Okay, and before going to that action, and I'm always afraid of losing money or wealth because of maybe one reason is that I'm not taking the timely decision, or maybe fraudulent investment, or sometimes a wrong decision. And sometimes I have a fear that people take advantage, especially when we go to buy a land or some insurance policies, they profit. Okay. But actually what action plan is that take expert advice.
Right.
From many, or including my good old friend or my good friend, Dr. Rajiv Agarwal. Okay.
Correct.
Something is coming. Don't worry about something is coming so fast. Okay. Then I don't know that directly. I do meditation not on a regular basis.
Okay.
But whatever I have always a gratitude for everything I have, even to all of you to sharing this at the present moment. I'm thankful to God and to each one of you. Then comes, I believe that maybe but that is a news for me when you said that you put 5 lakhs and you got only 2 point something. I always believe in a direct investment like this, I don't do anything other than, so now I have a fear, that created, but not in any of these banks, but I don't go for that type of bank. Some other things is reputed still, but generalizing, I never did. I have to do that.
Correct.
That's a new thing you all have taught me. I have to do that.
Very good.
And I will put my accounting partner as yourself and also Jyoti, but I don't know her Jyoti's second name. Only Gidwani I know.
Upadhyay, Gidwani. You can select anyone. Jyoti Gidwani or Jyoti Upadhyay, you decide.
No, the second one. Okay, now it is found that already Jyoti. I don't know her second name.
Yeah. She is Jyoti Gidwani, Upadhyay.
Okay, please write down the chat, Jyoti, so that I can do.
And for your kind information, I did not put in any company. It was put through my banker
Yeah. That is why
Yeah.
I told you.
And mutual
That's the
fund
shocking news for
also
me.
mutual fund was good. But that mutual fund invested in ILF, which went bad.
Yeah, okay, but still that's a news for me. I never thought I'm under the impression that you're putting in a bank and you get it that. Anyway, thank you very much for that information. That is
But
a good
that-
interaction.
But that
I'll just-
investment I did in maybe 2016. But still I am doing investment every day. There's no, I never feared of doing investments.
I'll just share something that my husband had invested some amount through, these consultants are there, na, Karvi and all. So he had asked them to put the money somewhere and they goofed up and there were some losses. So he had filed a complaint and all that. So yesterday he received 14 lakhs of amount
Wow.
back in the account.
That's great. That's great.
Wow.
So, like I keep putting those intentions.
So now you have money for all courses.
It's not my money yet.
God bless you, and He saved you all.
No, that's fine. Very good. So we go to Mr. David.
Yeah.
All your wisdom.
I'm sorry, you wanted something from me?
Yes. I was asking your action points and accountability.
Oh, very simple. My action points would be remastering my daily ritual. I didn't hear anybody say that, but they've used simple terms. Redefining my daily rituals and working on it regularly.
Wow.
Does anybody follow daily rituals?
Yes, I do.
We slip off several times.
What
I
are in
do,
your day?
David, regularly. So I have formed some rituals, morning rituals on my health, on health front.
Okay. What about in your mind, for your mind and body and spirit?
I do for all my mind and body. And I do play tennis. I do walk every day and some yoga exercise and meditation.
Okay.
So for
Anybody
mine,
got a
I'm doing this
Yeah.
gratitude meditation, and I'm doing Jyoti meditation, and also this journaling. So this is one thing which I'm following very regularly.
Fabulous.
So
Fabulous.
I'm
Prabhu?
doing.
Sorry, Jyoti.
So I walk regularly, and then I donate the steps which generate some charity. And while walking, I do my prayers. So it's a lot of things combined. And apart from that, mindfulness and meditation and affirmations also I'm writing.
Fabulous. What about you, Prabhu? Okay. I was taught. Can I take
Yes,
about
yes.
3 minutes, Rajiv?
Yes.
3 to 5 minutes.
Please.
I was taught the power in our morning rituals and night rituals vary based on how our mind, Jyoti, you would know this, because your course is there, how your mind comes out of the brain waves. When it's at roughly 0 to 5 cycles per second, you're coming out of deep sleep. And when you come out of a deep sleep, your mind is in tune to do certain things. What are some of the things that some of you do at the first thing in the morning when you get up? Stunned silence.
Yeah, so that is the time we should be realizing, like
For
early
me-
morning.
For me, it depends
Stunned
on
silence.
not silent.
So the alpha
Okay.
brainwave.
Mine was muted. Okay.
Mhm.
So I kept it. See, and when I get up in the morning, there are 2-3 things I do. One is I rub my hands and then put it on my eyes and then open up this. This is my routine. And second is I do, in Sanskrit we say Karagare Vasate Lakshmi, Kar Madhye Saraswati, Kar Mule Sthito Brahma, Prabhate Kara Darshanam.
Yeah.
When I get up, whom I want to, see, darshan kiska karna hai. So God, that is on my palm. So both the palms are, I keep it in front and do this. And then there are 2-3 or rituals, like I rub both the sides of my, sides of the palm and then hammer it to get the blood circulation. Then I sit down for 5-10 minutes and then start my other activity. Earlier, I used to go straight away for a walk, but now for 1 month, I have just not going. We'll be starting again. Then after around 1 hour, then I go for my bath and all, then meditation and other things then follow. That is my ritual.
Fabulous. I'm coming back to how our body is in tune and how the mind is coming out of deep sleep. We have between 0 and 4 to 5 cycles per second is deep sleep. When we come out of that, that is the ideal time for us to connect between our conscious and subconscious mind. And that is the time that you need to do your affirmations and your silence time. The prayer is vital, like what you're going through, Prabhu. That is part of that exercise. Following that prayer, you can straight get into your, affirmations.
Yeah.
The reason why I say this is vital is it is for people who have not practiced it, is extremely hard to get into your subconscious mind unless you condition yourself. Now, nature is giving this to us in its natural form, but many of us don't use it because we don't know that it is there. So I work through the process of affirmations, followed by an exercise of visualization, followed by an exercise of meditation or silence time, followed by journaling, followed by my morning walk. Now, that is reversed when you come at night. So you repeat the same exercise without the walk at night. You repeat the same exercise going through visualization and then winding down to your affirmations and your deep sleep into sleep mode. You see, the few minutes before you're going to sleep puts your mind at ease in your alpha, beta, theta state of mind to be working for you. This the last thing you should do is have the phone there. 2 hours before you go to sleep, your phone should be out of your hand. Why is that? Because it's been proven
That
that
is
the
something
screen.
which we are still not.
Yeah, so it's not. And never even touch your phone the first thing for at least 2 hours. You control the phone, not the phone control you.
No, but in morning when I get up, I first send a message to one of my gurus, for seeking his blessing. The first message goes to him.
That's fine. But do you have to do it at that time, or can you do it after that time?
I mean, that has become my sort of habit.
Habit.
That,
Okay, that's
when
fine.
I
If
get up,
that's how
I
you
get up
feel.
immediately I check it.
Yeah. I'm not asking you to stop that, but what I'm saying is this is what people have been saying, to defer touching the phone, but more important, to make sure your practices are done. When is the ideal time to get up in the morning?
Ideal is actually Brahma Muhurat that we call 5 o'clock. So in Sikhism, it starts a bit more early, 4:30.
What is the time that most of us get up?
It's after sunrise.
See, I mean, it is all varying.
5:30.
From anywhere from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Sometimes when you are late sleeping at around 1 o'clock to like working on something, then 7:15, 7:30 also.
I also get up between 5 and 5:30.
Okay, good. Because again, I'm not saying to change your habits, but the practice that has been recommended is from about 4:15 to 6 a.m. is the ideal time to connect with the universe.
Yes.
And if you looked at our grandparents, Our grandmother in particular, she had everything done and she would be sitting outside the front door, greeting people as they go at 6:35, 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Correct.
But we have lost that practice.
Very correct. So my routine keeps on moving based on some commitment of tennis. Like we have a very busy timing schedule. So sometime I get 6 to 7, sometimes 7 to 8, sometimes 8 to 9 slot. But I make sure that I play 1 hour. So I keep adjusting other activities based on this. But morning from 5 to 7:38, I try to cover all these things.
So
Maybe
I have a
not in particular
question.
sequence.
Very good.
David, what time you go to sleep?
Well, have you been in some of the night calls?
Yes, you are always there in all the calls. So we keep
But still,
wondering.
what time you usually go to bed?
I do go to bed. Sometimes it's 3 a.m. if it's a night call, but I'm still up at 4:45. And then I have a mid-afternoon, midday. Then midday I have a nap. Just a minute. Then midday I have a nap.
I have a question. When you say these steps, how much time do you take for all the things? Affirmation, visualization, meditation, journaling,
Okay,
and what?
what I recommend in my workshops, I have 3 phases to go through. Phase 1 is the basic phase, which is only 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay.
That's for the kindergarten kids that are just starting, adults that are just starting this process. For the intermediate, it varies. I add extra times in there and extra activities in there. And that goes for 1.5 hours.
Okay.
For the advanced, it goes for 2 hours.
Okay.
So the basic is about 30 minutes, 1.5 hours to 2 hours.
And I have
3
another
phases.
question. Okay.
So 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the night.
No, 2 hours in the morning, 1 hour at night, the basic.
1 hour at night. Okay. Very good.
Okay. Another thing that I want to ask is when you start with affirmations in the morning, so are you ready after bathing or before that?
No.
That's what, because once you wash your eyes, that it's gone.
No, don't. Very simple rule. Get up in the morning, go to the toilet, come back. How many have got a sanctuary in the house?
Sanctuary means your own personal space for meditation and doing your things.
Not your personal space, but it's a temple in your home, an altar.
I have.
Temple, everybody.
Okay. So that sanctuary has got a lot of power. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like the temple has got a lot of power, and the churches have got, the altar has got a lot of power.
Yeah.
How many of us are using that?
I tell you, I was doing, inner engineering for this thing. So we had for 40 days, I did twice a day. Morning 4 o'clock, I used to get up, and I used to also do it in the evening. The whole ritual was for 1.5 hours. And that was in that small temple I have made it in my house, where I do my small exercise also and do my meditation, stretching and all those things. Because we have in that certain yogic postures to do. But that all those things I used to do there. Now for some time, I have just stopped. Maybe I may have to restart again.
Okay. See, why I say the temple or the altar, I use the word sanctuary to take it away from religion, because there's some people who come to the workshops are not religious, okay? So I use the word sanctuary for that. So in the sanctuary, you start off with your meditation, your affirmations, and you go through your meditation, you go through your visualization process. Now, when you go through that process, you're actually drawing the energy from the universe if you're sitting elsewhere. Whereas here, you're drawing the energy from the universe through the temple. It's being a lot more holistic.
Yeah.
That's the logic that I use in promoting that.
And it's very logical. It's really very logical. It has got all
And
the energy, one place,
yes,
fully charged.
yeah. So it is extremely vital not to have coffee, any toxic in there at that time, coffee, tea. All you've done is gone to the toilet and come back, and you're still in that state of bliss. And whilst in the state of bliss is where we are going through this process of unfolding ourselves. Now, if you are going through, remember I use the term introspection, if you're going through that exercise of journaling, that can be extended depending on your availability of time to do your introspection also.
Okay.
And so when you do your introspection during that time, what then happens is you are already acknowledging and recognizing some of the flaws that are there. Now, you might not have the solution for it, but as Jyoti has said, she waits and the universe gives her the answer. What you do is you park it in your subconscious, and then at night when you come back to do your exercises winding down, you then pass it on to the universe to say, I'm drawing on your power and strength to give me solution for this. Does it make sense? And what then happens is it unfolds. Sometimes if you're already in tune, this is where the practice comes in very important. If you're in tune, it gives it very quickly. It gives it to you readily. But if you're not in tune, it might take 30 days, 60 days, and some people don't have the patience for it. It's like this old thing that I always use in exercise. How many have seen a very old rundown house with a rusted gate and got a lot of shrubs growing over it and stuff like that? Have you come across a gate like that?
Yes.
Now, you go and try to open the gate. It's difficult to open the gate to get it moving because it's rusted.
Yes.
But after you've dropped a couple of drops of coconut oil and rubbed it and kept moving back and forth for about 5 or 10 minutes, it begins to swing, right?
Correct.
Now, it's got to that state because of non-usage. Our decision-making process also gets to the stage because of non-usage. And our limiting beliefs get to that stage, and all of our solutions get to that stage. So when we are talking to the universe, if we have not practiced this, it is not second nature for the universe to give us solutions readily. It'll take time for the universe to be comfortable to give you the solution because you've been a rusted old gate.
Very true. Very true. David, you really create value in our mastermind.
Yeah.
You are invaluable for us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'll just share a small incident that when we were making groups for STF recordings. So one night, Sunita Shetty, all of you know, na? So she called me. She said, "Do you know Gemini?" I said, "No, I don't know Gemini." So she said, "I want a contact number. How do I find out?" I said, "Ask Jay." So Jay refused to give. He said that senior coach's number I cannot give. All of you will trouble her. So I said, "Then find out from office." So she said, "There's no way we are able to find it out." And I slept with that idea. Next day, it flashes on my screen that Gemini is in our group.
Right.
So
see, that's
fast,
the power.
like manifestation.
No, it is the power. And you see, the person that is, and a lot of people don't realize, and they leave it to and say it's coincident it happened. It's not.
Yeah.
And some people use this term called luck, and it is luck is what's caused it, and it is not. And so I
It's a
throw
miracle
back.
manifestation.
Yeah, I throw back at people by saying, how do you spell luck? And they say it's L-U-C-K. And I say, well, luck is really worthwhile because it's labor under correct knowledge. Those that know this knowledge will be lucky. Those that don't know what we just spoken about will not be lucky.
Wow.
Make sense?
Yes.
Sort of.
Correct.
So I'll just share one more thing. So I have made a presentation for this mini module. So there's a famous lines by Dr. Muhammad Ilama or something. I forgot the name. So he says that खुदी को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा हर फैसले से पूछे बता तेरी रजा क्या है. So that is the formula for manifestations also, that it has to be for greater benefit of everyone.
Correct.
You know, the purity of heart and everything works there.
Very true.
See, that's why I'm so conscious, and sometimes mindful that some of the people who lack emotional competency do things shortcut, and they think they have won because they have been able to either I'm using a very local colloquial term, cheat people, or been able to do certain things in an illicit way and got away and won something, things like that. But little do they know, I'm not even talking karma here, little do they know they've already divested themselves of wealth acquisition, because it'll take twice as long for the rust to come out of that gate.
True.
Yeah, shortcut has got no place. I tell you, it's correct. You need to practice. You need to slog. You need to work hard.
Results of hard work cannot be replaced by shortcuts or luck.
Yeah.
See, the law of attraction. What speaks? It speaks about congruence, synergies of all the energies, all the aspects of your mind, body, health, mind, body, spirit, and if they are not in congruence, energy,
So
mind, body, spirit.
it is our Indian philosophy only. Thoughts, thoughts, words, action. Karmana, mansa, vacha.
Should be same.
Yeah. So it is said that अगर हम लोग कर्मणा मनसा वाचा, thought, speech and action में congruence लेके आएंगे तो भगवान भी मिल जाएगा.
तो इसीलिए कहते हैं, इसी को law of attraction कहते हैं.
उन्होंने हमारा ही ले लिया.
Why it doesn't happen to many people? Because there is no congruence. And why it happens to some people? They manifest miracles because immediately they are in congruence. They have developed their mind, body, spirit, energy all in one congruence. They are manifesting. So it was excellent. David, thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you, guys. Really appreciate being in your company.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. Any other contribution, or we can close for today?
Raju, we need to close. By 5 o'clock, we have another one.
Yes. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Take care now.
We'll wait for your more inputs in the next session.
Sure. We will not leave.
Thank you. We'll catch up soon. Take care now.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Take care. Have a good week. Huh? Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.